What's an excuse to call off work that a boss can't argue with? I called my manager at 6:12 in the morning and said, "Hey, I can't come in today." He sighed immediately. "Let me guess. Food poisoning again?" "No," I said. My apartment exploded. Silence. Then laughing. Actual laughing. My manager, Derek, had heard every excuse imaginable. Flu, flat tires, dead batteries. One guy even claimed a raccoon stole his wallet. So when I said my apartment exploded, yeah, he didn't believe me. "You serious?" he asked between laughs. "Completely. Mia, you called out twice last month. Derek, my kitchen is literally on fire. Well, put water on it and be here by 9. I pulled the phone away from my ear and just stared. Because through my living room window, I could literally see firefighters. Smoke everywhere. People outside in pajamas. One of my neighbors was holding a screaming chihuahua wrapped in a towel. It looked like the apocalypse sponsored by IKEA. "I don't think you understand," I said slowly. "My building exploded." Another pause. Then, what, like, emotionally? I almost admired the commitment to disbelief. No, physically. Apparently, a gas leak in the apartment below mine had turned half the building into a disaster movie around 5:30 that morning. I woke up to a sound so loud I thought a truck had crashed through my wall. Then my ceiling fan hit the floor. And somehow, my first thought was, I should probably call work. Derek still didn't buy it. Mia, if this is another excuse, that's when a firefighter walked behind me yelling, "Ma'am, we need everyone farther back in case the structure collapses." I held the phone up for a second, just long enough for Derek to hear it. Silence. Then, wait. At that exact moment, a news van pulled up. Of course it did, because apparently local news reporters can smell disaster from 5 miles away. A woman with perfect hair jogged toward me holding a microphone. "Ma'am, were you inside when the explosion happened?" Derek was still on the line, listening. "Yes," I answered. "What was going through your mind?" "Honestly, that my security deposit is definitely gone." Even the cameraman laughed. Derek suddenly sounded much quieter. Holy crap. You weren't joking. No kidding. The reporter kept asking questions while firefighters rushed around behind us. One of them carried out a blackened air fryer like it had died in combat. Then the reporter asked, "Do you know what caused the explosion?" Before I could answer, my upstairs neighbor yelled, "It was probably apartment 3B. That guy microwaved fish every day. Something was wrong with him." The reporter looked thrilled. Derek started laughing so hard he choked. Then my phone buzzed again. HR. Apparently someone at work had already seen me on the morning news. By 8 a.m., my face was everywhere online. Woman calmly discusses apartment explosion while holding iced coffee. And honestly, fair, because somehow, through all of it, I never dropped the coffee. The best part came an hour later. Derek called back, sounding weirdly respectful. "So, take the week off." "Wow, so generous. We're also starting an emergency relief fund for you." "That's sweet." And he hesitated. "Would you maybe be willing to wear your company hoodie if the news interviews you again?" I started laughing so hard I nearly spilled my drink. "My apartment exploded," I reminded him. "And somehow you're still trying to hit quarterly marketing goals." "Look," he said defensively, "if life gives you publicity." Right then the reporter pointed at me again. "Ma'am, one last question." I sighed. "Hold on, Derek. Apparently my trauma's trending." She smiled brightly. "After losing almost everything this morning, what's the one thing you're most grateful for?" I looked down at the iced coffee still in my hand, then back at the smoking crater that used to be my apartment, and said, "Well, at least now I finally have a valid excuse for missing work."